Super Rugby Unlocked. Saturday games, Griquas and Pumas. I still haven't made those magnets up. I went to bed a bit early last night. Tomorrow. See if I can get them done. And Stormers Lions. Both games that come 80 minutes could have gone the other way. Both games, I think, still shaking off a bit of the rust to be expected. The execution sometimes was only one pass away from being there. The ideas were right, and both games had their moments of magic as well, and just crazy moments as well. But anyway, I'll go through the games. I should say again, I watched them both at the same time, so my attention was not fully on either game. I had this game on the bigger screen, this game on the smaller screen, thinking I was more familiar with these players, but maybe I should have done it the other way around. Anyway, I was entertained throughout the morning. So, yeah, I'll let you know my thoughts, and as always, let me know yours. The first game with the Griquas and Pumas. I mean, hell of a result for the Pumas, to be honest. After seeing these teams for just 1 week, I thought, based on last week's performance, the Griquas would get up for this one. They had named a pretty much unchanged side. The Pumas were away from home. Is it Pumas or Pumas? I think the commentators were saying Pumas. Away from home. And, yeah, heap of changes for the Pumas. I think they said it was 10 changes all up. When I was looking at the lineup, I thought, man, these guys have got no shot. But, man, hell of a result. It seemed like a pretty nice day in, is it Kimberley? Afternoon game. I'm not sure if it's at altitude. My geography knowledge of South Africa is pretty much limited to like Cape Town, Durban, Johannesburg, Bloemfontein, Pretoria, like where the rugby grounds are. I kind of know Pretoria altitude, Ellis Park altitude, Bloemfontein altitude, Durban, Cape Town sea level. So yeah, it's been an interesting one for me to watch these teams. I thought the Pumas scrum looked pretty good early, but the Griquas were still able to get it out. At one point, the ref seemed to be helping one of the players with his bootlaces, which is, again, what I mean by kind of weird moments from both games. Interestingly, the Griquas opt for a 3 early after kind of being camped in the Pumas 22 for quite some time without being able to crack them down, which was maybe a small victory to the Pumas, so 3-0 early. The Griquas almost had a try through Berger, the halfback, when he put a little line break and he put a little chip kick through, but they held him up. But it seemed to be all Griquas early, and for me, having just seen these teams play the once and the lineups, I thought this is kind of going according to the script. Interestingly, though, the Pumas turned down 3 when they went down the other end, and they managed to get a try through their halfback Smuts. It was a tap and go. And I wrote a note that he made it kind of look easy, although on second viewing he made it look a little bit hard. Like when he tapped the ball, he kicked it and almost lost control of it, but he did really well to beat like 3 guys to the line. The Griquas guys had to retreat, obviously, the 5 meters, but yeah, man. Hell of a try and a good conversion to make it 7-3. They had a water break, so I'm assuming it's pretty bloody hot in Kimberley because they had 2 of them, 1 in each half. And on 23 minutes, the Griquas managed to kick a penalty to make it 7-6. I think they missed one not long later from memory, but again, I was switching between the 2 games. The Pumas kicked one on the half an hour. I noticed that guy Fushi, when the kick's pretty much straight up front, he doesn't muck around. Some kickers, like I think Sexton for Ireland and Leinster, he pretty much takes his minute every kick, but Fushi is like, I'm going for it. Like, nah, I'm not mucking around. So that's sometimes refreshing. And 37 minutes, there's another try. This one is for, is it Maritz? Why did I write Talyard? Interesting. Out on the right wing, it was kind of a 2-on-1, and he had a little jinking step. So yeah, 17 points to 6 at half time. But just before half time, actually, the Griquas did get a try. That was through Sekekete, the lock, and that went to the TMO for what felt like an age. They gave an on-field try, and then it seemed like there was a leg under the ball, and I kept switching between the games, but eventually I noticed he gave it. They looked at it for, honestly, ages. So 17-11, that was the halftime score. Second half gets underway. Pumas kick a penalty, so it's 20 points to 11. But just as they're starting to take it out of touching distance, Smith gets a try from a maul, and it was honestly coming for ages, that one. So 18 points to 20, totally game on. Another water break, and then Williams gets a try, maybe the try of the game on 69, 70 minutes. Just like pass, offload, line break. It was line break, offload, like good hands, man. Proper well-worked try. 27-18. Griquas kick a penalty on 73 to at least bring it within striking distance again. 27-21. But they're not able to get it done. The Griquas really tried for a scrum penalty right at the end, but they got done for kind of, not going forward before they came round. So, yeah, that was it. And that was the game, yeah. So, big win for the Pumas, guys, man. I didn't see that one coming, and I'll have to have a look at the Super Brew a bit later to see if other people saw that one coming. Interestingly, the stats finished pretty tight. Run meters 273 to 271. Turnovers, one was 2 by the Griquas, 5 by the Pumas, so maybe that's one area of concern for the Griquas. Defenders beaten 10 to 12. The Pumas had 2 more, so pretty tight. Tackling percentages, both sides in the mid-80s. Maybe the Griquas line-out struggled a little bit. I think they missed a few. Yeah, a couple guys went down with cramp, seemingly. Again, it's the weather and these guys not having had that much rugby under their belts, but pretty good game. Nice day. Like I said, first time I've seen a game at that stadium. I kind of want to try Taffel Lager now because that was plastered everywhere. And I don't know what 6-gun grill is. I think it's on this jersey as well, but the advertising's obviously working on my mind because I want to try these things. But anyway, yeah, good game, man. The Pumas have got the Stormers at home. I think they've had 2 away games, so it'd be good for them to get back home. And the Griquas, after 2 losses, won an encouraging loss last week, and then this week's one was probably a pretty discouraging one. They'll have maybe a little bit to work on, but yeah, we will see. We will see how they go. The next game was the Stormers and the Lions. Stormers at home, but coming off the opening round bye, so maybe showing a little bit of rust early. It was a fair few penalties. Elton kicked a pretty good one on 6 minutes. Willems got one back a couple of minutes later. Maxwane, whose name I believe, from what the commentator said, should be pronounced something more like Makwane. Try to get the pronunciation right, but my English being my native language, I see M-A-X, I want to go Max. But yeah, man, great hands. It was Creel to Yankees to Makwane, and over for a try. So 10 points to 3, the Lions in front away from home. Willemse missed a pretty tough penalty on 15, and his goal kicking is still a bit under question. Odendaal had a try chalked off for a forward pass on half an hour. That one was pretty touch and go. The ball went forward. That part was clear. It's just whether it goes out of his hands forward, because, when a guy's running, the ball always travels forward, even if you pass it laterally. But the TMO ruled it forward. I mean, when Oldendale's stretching out that far to reach it, it's not a good look. So, yeah, they chalked that one off. Willemse kicked a penalty on 35. So, halftime, it's 10 points to 6 in favour of the Lions away from home. And the stats, according to Supersport, possession and territory. Well, possession was the Lions 56%, but territory was the Stormers 73% to 27. Handling errors is maybe one area where you saw a bit of that Stormers rust at halftime. 8-2. Again, there's no substitute for game time, man. Lineouts as well, 6 out of 8, whereas the Lions were 4 from 4. Turnovers conceded, 5 to the Stormers, 1 to the Lions. So just those kind of little things that maybe a week's rugby would help kind of sort out. But second half, Stormers kick a penalty. It's 9 points to 10, so 1 point in it. And then they go in front with Pretorius' try. He intercepts Elton's pass. They go in front for the first time, 16-10. And then Dan Duplessis gets one after a bunch of phases. They had a quick tap 5 meters out, and then they put over the conversion. So 23-10. It's starting to look pretty tough for the Lions at that point, but they didn't give up. Ordendale got a try. Good effort. He dummied about 2 guys. Maybe could have gone over for himself, but he passed that final pass to Elton Yankees, who goes over 23-17. So at least 23-17's game on. Willemse misses a penalty. Was it Willemse? The Stormers missed a penalty on 76. I think it was Willemse, which would have put it beyond doubt, but it was still, game on because that penalty was missed. The Lions had a 5-meter line out at the death. They got sacked, so they couldn't set the maul. They went through a bunch of phases, but eventually the Stormers turned them over. So, yeah, Stormers probably came into the game the second half. Kitsoff played a ton of minutes. Herschel Yankees at one point tried to clean out Kalusadi, and that was hilarious because that was never going to happen. Kitsoff got a charge down on Ordendale. That was, again, hilarious because when does Kitsoff get charge downs? And if he'd got the ball from the resulting charge down, it went into touch, that would have been quite a foot race. Unfortunately, Sergio Peterson looked like he got pretty seriously injured with his knee, so that's pretty disconcerting. But yeah, man, the ambition was there. The execution wasn't always there. Stormers first week back, Lions second, so we'll see how these teams go as well. Final stats, possession and territory. The Lions had those. 59% possession, 57% territory. Makes me wonder if that territory stat at halftime should be the other way around. Run meters 284 to 547. This is according to Ultimate Rugby because they didn't put the Super Sport stats up. Defenders beaten 11 to 12, so pretty tight. Clean breaks 8 to 4 in favor of the Lions. So the Lions maybe should have got better pay from their efforts here, but both sides tackling in the high 80s in terms of percentage, which is pretty good. Stormers are away to the Pumas next week, and by that and their second half performance against the Cheetahs, they're not going to roll over the old Pumas, and the Lions will face the Cheetahs at home. So yeah, certainly a lot to like about these Super Rugby Unlocked games. The teams are only getting better week after week. So yeah, pretty pleasing stuff. You guys let me know your thoughts on the games. How did you think they went? Did you see these results coming? I'll have to go back and check my Super Brew, like I said, to see if I picked these ones. I feel like I definitely picked the Griquas, and I think I picked the Stormers. But anyway, we will see. Too many Springboks in that Stormers team, man, to be honest. You guys let me know your thoughts, and yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.